Hey guys, this is part 11. This is going to be another one of those long updates. I know part 10 was like a short go over all update, but this is just going to be another one of those long updates. I'm going to be talking about the steering because it's a little complicated, but I've simplified it a little bit for my own use. But I'm going to be showing you how I'm going to build each part of it. So it starts off with just a shaft like I did at like I used in the back for my drivetrain. And as you can see, there's a hole right there, and there's a hole on this side. So there's two holes, which I made with this 1-inch hole saw. Yeah, it's pretty simple. And then I just cleaned up all around it with the grinding wheel. So we're going to go ahead and weld this together. And then on the end of that, once this is all welded on, this is a 1-inch inner diameter. This is a 1-inch diameter shaft. So this, we're going to slide this onto there, do tube notch it so that it matches up to this tube, then weld that on just to give it a little extra support right here at the joint where these two meet. And then we're going to cut this to length. This is going to slide on for just for aesthetics. This is also will be where the brake connects to, and then the actual steering will occur right here. This will connect to the end right there, and this will pivot like this, and then that pivots on that. So we'll be able to steer like this. So as I go through building the steering, I'm going to record each part of it and post it maybe as one video, maybe as two, but just so you can see, y'all can see how I build it. So we're going to start welding up this part right now. Yep. At best, my welders worked in months. Hey guys, as you can see, I took my tube and like I said, I slid it onto here welded it up there, and I am about to take this grinding wheel, put on the angle grinder, and clean up this coating right there so that I can put a little bit of a larger bead into this groove here, because you know layers of welds make a weld strong. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to take this tube, cut it at 9 3/4 inches, which is about right there, and I used a program called Tube Miter to print this cutout, this paper cutout, which I put onto my tube, and then I used my cutting wheel, my grinding wheel, and then my bench grinder to make a notch on it, so tube notch. And then this fits on here surprisingly nicely. Right here, where I said I'm going to cut it 9 3/4 of an inch. I'm going to take this, which I cut out on my hole saw. So I took a flat piece of steel and I drilled a hole, 3-inch hole in it, and took the cutout from it, just cleaned it up a little bit, and that's going to fit on this end of the 9 3/4 inch cut. I'm going to weld that up around the edges there, and then take my 1-inch hole saw and cut a 1-inch hole in there. So that will then slide on there, and this part, the 1-inch hole, will engage about right there. And then I will attach my spindle to the end of this, but of course I'll make another video before I do that. So the only changes I'm going to make before you see it again, I'm going to weld it up there, or I'm going to clean it up and then weld it, clean it up, weld it again, cut it, and put this on. And once this is on, before I make my next hole saw cut, I'll record another video. So I'll come back in about 1.5 hours when that's done. Alright, so it's the next day. As you can tell, it's a nasty, rainy, ugly, beautiful October day. And this is what I said I was going to do. I welded up, I put another layer of welds there, and another layer of welds there, which I'm happy with. I mean, I'm sure it was strong enough to begin with, but you know what? The second layer of welds never hurt, no matter how bad the weld is. And I'm not saying it's bad, it's actually a pretty good weld. But yeah, so as I said, I cut this tube off, and the rest of it's in the garage. I have about 8 inches left, not sure what I'll use it for. But I took that 3-inch circle, as you can see, and I welded it to the end. And I have a very nice weld that goes around here. I still got to grind it a little bit, get all those little, you know, slag off. But I'm going to take this 1-inch hole saw attached to the drill, and as you can see, I'm just going to go like this. You can kind of see there's a circle there. You can almost do it with your hand, but I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to slide it on there. And then you can see I have a little bit of extra space, so I can get my welder in there, and then we're going to fill that gap with a little square on the top and on the bottom. But before the next video, I'm just going to drill my hole, grind up around here so that I can weld to here, grind up around there because this is already grinded, and then before I weld anything, I will come back so you can see what it's going to look like. So I'll see you in a couple minutes.
Go.
Hey, so as you can see, we used our hole saw, which is right here, to drill the 1-inch hole in the end of this tube. So when I put this on here, it sits like that, and it doesn't move around. It's really nice. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to weld around here, and I'm going to weld around there. So yeah. And my welder doesn't feed properly, so we kind of have to make do with feeding the wire. Let's go to about here. You gotta pull pretty hard.
Okay.
Great.
Yep.
Boy, someone take a look at this weld. Look at that. It looks nice with the slag still on it.